Hello and welcome to the Empowered Women's Project, a podcast and community made by women for women to help you live your best life and reconnect you back to the things that really matter. Today, I am coming in with some truth bombs, excited to share with you some insights, some lessons, and some failures that I have had around being ready to take action. I am speaking and coaching a lot of women right now that are finding that they are in analysis paralysis. They know what they could do, they know what they should do, and they're finding that they just aren't taking the action. I don't know if this sounds like you or if this is resonating, but I am super excited to share some amazing tips and insights with you today to help you take forward on whatever that next right step is for you. So let's jump in. Well, hey there. I am so excited for today's episode. It's definitely been inspired from some of the conversations that I've been having with some beautiful ladies over the last few weeks. But before I jump into today's episode, I wanted to share with you a little bit around the amazing holistic health program that is my baby, Tribal Wellness Movement. Alongside of my husband, we created this just over 6 years ago. And, health and well-being has always been a passion of ours. It has been for the last 20 years. And so I'm proud to say we've created a movement, an online holistic health program that's helping families make healthy upgrades and changes to their lifestyle, not just as a fad, but something that they're doing long-term, that it's becoming a way of life. That's what I'm so excited about, is really empowering families to live their healthiest and best life. So if you're feeling like you're looking for some guidance, you're wanting to take the next level when it comes to your health and vitality, where you're starting to realize that you can't just take your health for granted, we would so love to be able to coach and mentor you along our beautiful wellness journey. So you can check out some more information at tribalwellness.com. Would certainly love to help you along the way. So let's dive into today's topic. It's all around the when I, then I conversation. Now, I don't know about you, but I have had this conversation with myself internally as well as two people more times than I can count. I mean, I think right back to when I was younger. I don't know if this makes me sound really old, but in high school, I started doing Toastmasters, which is like a public speaking course that you can do. And I was like, when I am good at speaking, then I'll speak. When I know I can win the race, then I'll race. So it's kind of been a thing that I know from me over the years. It's like, when I'm ready, then I will. And yet what happens when we do that is we're just playing safe. Let's be real. It's kind of like one of your hands to the universe is like, come on, bring it. I'm so ready for my next level. While the other one is just doing a big fat stop sign. And often, when I'm speaking with people that we coach at the moment, I find they're telling the universe, yep, I want it. I want that health. I want that new promotion. I want that new relationship. I'm sick of this shitty space that I'm in. I want something different. But at the same time, there's this big stop sign that they're putting out at the same time. And so one of the beautiful mentors that I've had in my life, I've been so blessed. I'm so grateful for all of the teachers that I've had. But one of the things he used to say was fire, ready, aim. And it's like, we all have heard the phrase, ready, aim, fire, meaning get it right and then you take the shot. And that's obviously powerful in some ways of life. But sometimes we just need to fire, then get ready, and then aim. And that's really what I want to share with you today, because I observe that there are so many people, and I'm going to talk to you ladies right now, with untapped potential just sitting inside of you, and it is eating you up. There's a part of you that just wants to go for it, but there's also a story that's just as powerful that's telling you that you can't do it. When I lose the weight, then I'll go to the gym. When I, gain the confidence, then I'll ask him out. When I get better at my job, then I'll go for the promotion. When I get better at social media, then I'll start my online business, whatever it is. And I think what's really important to remember, you look at any expert, any person that's nailing it, whether it be in sport, in mamahood, on their wellness journey, in business, in relationships, they all had to start somewhere. They all sucked Everyone had a day one, all right? And sometimes we might be observing someone or admiring someone and they're on their chapter 40 and we're literally, in the introduction phase. And if you want to be great at anything, you have to be prepared to kind of suck in the beginning. And I remember, early on my journey, as I mentioned before, I've been very blessed to, have mentors around me that have really shaped who I am today. And I kind of went against the grain. I knew in high school, as I sat there in physics and chem, yeah, I can do it. Yeah, I'm good at it, but this does not light me up. And I don't want to go to uni and just do what everyone else is doing because this is the latest degree that everyone wants to go do. That was just not me. And I knew that there was a different path. And so I think from a really young age, there was this voice inside of me that was like, you know what? Don't just do it because, do it if it makes you happy. And I'm so glad that I had that. And I guess my parents kind of nurtured that in me as well. I never had pressure to become someone, to become a certain type of career woman or anything like that. They really supported me to follow my heart. And I'm sure they had times where they were a little confused and like, what the heck is she doing now? But, in my early 20s, I was 20 and opened in partnership our first business and had no idea, total L plates in business. But man, did I jump in the deep end and learn fast. I had an opportunity when I was 23. I went over to the States and I got to work for an amazing coach and chiropractor where he was coaching and mentoring other chiropractors all around the world on how to be able to impact more people with their message, their systems, because there's a lot of amazing health practitioners out there that are so good with their hands or with their knowledge, but they don't have the business nous. And so bringing it all together and showing them how they can really create that impact, because there's no point in being a great anything if you don't know how to get yourself or your message out there. And I literally was in the States for all of a week, and he was the kind of person that was going to push you out of your comfort zone. And I don't know if you have someone like that in your life. Maybe it's one of your best friends or a parent or a mentor or your boss, where they can just see more in you and they just know that, yeah, you are just playing way too small right now. And sometimes we hate those people, but we ultimately deep down love them. And so I literally had been in the States for a week. We flew to Montreal for a conference, and about 30 minutes before the morning session started, there was 600 chiropractors and wellness professionals in the room. And he's like, oh, by the way, you're on stage with me today. We've got 30 minutes. We're going to be teaching about this, this, and this. And I was just like, oh my God. And all of these stories came up for me. I'm too young. I'm not a doctor. I don't have enough experience. I can't speak in front of people. Like, all of these things came up, and I had no friendly faces around me. Like, I literally just was landed on the other side of the world, and all of this self-doubt came up. And I'll never forget that moment, because I'm so much gratitude for him, because he pushed me out of the comfort zone well before I was ready. And one of the things that for me, I will totally step up for others more than I will for myself. And I found a different gear. I found a different level in that experience. And I got off the stage and my heart was pounding. My hands were sweaty, but it was exhilarating. And it was in that moment, I was like, I am so grateful for this man to be able to have inspired me, but to have seen more in me than I definitely saw in myself. And I'm sharing this with you because you might not have that person in your life right now, but I'm going to hopefully be that person for you, to remind you that there is more within you right now. And it might be a little bit scary to put it out there. And yes, you might fail, and yes, you might stuff it up, and you might fumble on your words, or you might feel like you look like an idiot, which, I've had so many failures. I have such a long list of them. But there's such a great feeling when you know you've given it a go, and that you didn't let fear take over and pull you back and pull you down. And there's something right now that you've been sitting on, that you've been mulling over and doubting yourself. There's that part of you that's gone, come on, bring it. But that stop sign is becoming more powerful. And today, after today's episode, I would so love that you walk away and you put that stop sign down and you take some form of action. It might be sending a message. It might be doing a Facebook or an Instagram live. It might be booking that meeting with your boss. It might be messaging that guy and asking for that date. It might be organizing a gym membership or getting some new workout gear so that you feel good about just getting in the zone. I don't know what it is for you, but what I know is you've been procrastinating for way too long. And so I want to share with you 5 steps that you can start today to step into action. Before I do, I want to share one of my favorite quotes, and my team that I work with, I feel like they're almost going to roll their eyes every time they hear this, like, oh, here she goes again. But I tell you what, when I started to embody this, it's really shaped my life, because I feel like more opportunities and doors have opened up for me because of this attitude. Whereas when I wasn't applying that, I was just playing way small. So here it is. This is a writer downer. I want you to imprint this in your brain. An imperfect plan today is better than a perfect plan tomorrow. I live by this. And, when I observe someone that's just holding back and doubting themselves, this is the problem. They're waiting till it's perfect. They're waiting till all their ducks are in a row, till they have the skill set, till they have the courage. You have to take the action to get the courage. Sometimes you just got to rip the Band-Aid off. And so this might be, I'm giving you a hug and kicking you in the butt at the same time, okay? So here's what I want to share with you. The first thing I want you to do, the first step towards taking action when you don't feel like you're ready, give yourself some credit and have some faith in your abilities. If you dreamt it, that was put in your mind, in your heart for a reason. There's a reason that you were thinking about something, and you wouldn't have been given that dream if you didn't have the potential inside of you to reach it. So first of all, I want you to have faith in your ability, because right now I bet there's people around you that you love and care about, and if they came to you and said, hey, I've been thinking about this thing and I'm so nervous and I'm so scared and I feel like I'm going to stuff it up, you would just be like, oh my gosh, you are amazing. You need to go do this. Don't stop. Don't stop giving up on yourself. Like, I want you to take the action. I want you right now to give that advice to yourself. Back yourself and have some faith in your abilities. The second step is actually being okay with facing your fears. Even before I started recording this episode today, I get nervous. Oh my gosh, what if I don't deliver? What if my message doesn't land? What if I stuff it up and I fumble on my words, which I already have several times over today? What if someone thinks that I'm full of crap? They probably will. It's cool. It's all part of the journey, right? But you got to face your fears and be okay with looking silly. If you wanted to start learning tennis or roller skating or guitar, or I don't know what it is, there's going to be a part of you that stuffs it up. Actually, I went roller skating with my daughter the other day. Now, I felt like I was 16, but I did not look like I was 16. And I was like, oh my gosh, I look like such an idiot right now. What if I fall flat on my butt in front of everyone? And, I didn't, thank goodness. But if I had, I would have just laughed, and my daughter would have laughed as well, being like, oh my gosh, there's mum, she's giving it a crack. And so facing your fears is so important, and it's liberating. You actually realize it's not so bad. And if you do stuff it up and you can give yourself a bit of a laugh along the way, that's awesome. So number 2, just face your fears. Number 3, choose to step outside of your comfort zone. Another friend and mentor of mine said to me, if you don't schedule challenge in your life, the universe will do it for you. And often it will be challenge that you don't want. Whereas if you start to schedule challenge and go, I'm going live every Monday at midday. I'm going to be working out at 6 a.m. 5 days a week. And all of these things are challenges, right? Schedule them into your life. The more you do that, the more you grow, the better you feel about yourself, the more fears you're willing to face. And it sets up this beautiful cycle where you start to realize, I can do this and not be perfect. I can do this and have fun and not have to get it right the whole time. And the more you do it, the better you become, and the more it's just going to feel more natural to you. And now, just like anything, if you've been doing something a certain way imagine you've been handwriting for, with your right hand, and all of a sudden you're going to start using your left. You're going to feel like a numpty to start with, right? Of course you are. It's not going to feel natural and normal. But over time, with practice, all of a sudden writing with your left hand is going to feel normal. The same goes with your internal dialogue, with the ability to take action. I love Mel Robbins. She is just phenomenal. If you haven't heard or read her book, The 5-Second Rule, it is absolutely brilliant. And she really speaks into this she was stuck in a place of indecision, unfulfillment, lack of taking any sort of action, until one day she was just like, I'm going to count down like a rocket taking off. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And she took the action, whatever it was, whether it was getting her feet on the floor and out of bed at a certain time when her alarm rang, whether it was going and working out, whether it was going for that opportunity. She just used the 5-second rule. And it's so simple, but powerful if you use it. So when we talk about our comfort zone, this is such an interesting topic, because people will say, but I'm comfortable here. And we might think that, we might convince ourselves that we're comfortable here, but there is a voice inside, there is a part of us that is crying out for something more, crying out for something different, but we're just ignoring it. We're pushing it to the back of our mind. And it's really interesting. So let's talk about going to the gym, for example. Maybe you've got 5-10 kilos to lose and you're not loving where your body is at. Now, we can love our body at every stage of the journey, but often if we have some weight, we can be a little harsh. That internal voice is not so kind. And so maybe you're scared about going to the gym because you don't feel comfortable in your workout gear. You might not know how to pick up the weights. You might feel like you're going to look stupid, like those girls over there that look amazing are going to be judging you. Like, there's lots of stories that can come up, and this is going to apply to any part of life, but let's just choose this as a topic. So it could be painful to go to the gym, painful to go to Lorna Jane or Lululemon and go buy that workout gear and buy the size that you didn't want to, and then go to the gym and feel like you don't know what to do, or you stuff up in the class or whatever it is. That might be painful, and I get that. And I've totally been there. I mean, I think back to so I've had 3 children. With one of my pregnancies, I put on over 20 kilos. It was not comfortable at all to be in that state, but it wasn't comfortable to go to the gym either. But what I knew is that I would feel way better about myself if I was taking actions and steps towards the things that I wanted. And so it might be comfortable for you to sit in the comfort zone. You might think so, but guess what? It's actually incredibly painful, because the more you sit there, the less action you take, the less confidence you have, the shittier your internal talk is, and you just create this cycle where the big stop sign is way bigger than you telling the universe that you want it. And so this could be about your career. It could be about launching a business. It could be about a relationship. It could be about anything. But I want you to realize that your comfort zone is not comfortable. There is a lot of pain there. And right now you might be associating more pain with taking the action. What if I stuff up? What if I look like an idiot? What if people judge me? What if I fail? What if I fail? But on the flip side of that, what if you don't? And what if every step you take is a step towards success? And sometimes failure is part of that journey. We homeschool our children, and we've been teaching them about Thomas Edison. Now, he attempted to make the light bulb over 3,000 times. I don't remember the exact number, over 3,000 times. And people said to him, how do you feel about all of these failures? He's like, that's not a failure. It's just learning that's one less way to make a light bulb, until he did. And he has changed the course of the world for that. And so if he had given up on 1,527 because he associated failure with that, then, he would have missed out on such an incredible gift and journey. So the same goes for you. So be okay with stepping outside of your comfort zone, and know that out beyond it, there is more joy, more fulfillment, more happiness. All of those things are out there waiting for you, but you need to face your fears and back yourself first, and realize that comfort zone is not comfortable. It is actually incredibly uncomfortable. So next thing, number 4, you need to be okay to accept failure. And, failure is you either learn or you win. It's either a learning experience or you win. So, I can't tell you how many things I failed at. But I think about when I have had a perceived failure, I can either choose to let that define me and go, well, I am never trying that again. Like, no way, this is not for me. Or I go, well, that's maybe I need to take a different approach. Maybe I need to ask someone's opinion. Maybe I need to learn from someone who's actually kick-ass at that and speak to them about their mistakes, maybe that they made or what they would do differently now to be able to get there. So maybe I need to lean into someone else. Maybe I just need to be more consistent because then I'll get better at that thing. So it's just being okay with that failure is actually on the way to your success. And like I said, you either win and you go, yep, cool, that worked. Or you get a lesson and then you get to pivot and you get to do something a little bit differently. So you can't kick ass and not fail. It doesn't exist in the same sentence. Like, it has to coexist together. All right. And then the last step towards taking action is actually being okay with being independent. Now, I am big on mentors. I'm big on leaning into others. I'm big on having a community of support. So I'm not saying don't have that. But there is a time and a place that only you can do the thing that needs to be done. No one else can do it for you. And again, if we talk about the gym example, there is a point in time that you need to just make that decision, put your big girl pants on and be like, I'm going to do it. Now, imagine I'm one of your best friends and I know that you want to lose 10 kilos and you feel uncomfortable in your outfit and you don't know what to do at the gym. Here's what I could do for you. I could buy your workout clothes. I could drive you to the gym. I could hire a personal trainer for you, and I could have it so that there was no one else in the gym, so that it was just you and the personal trainer. And so it's all there, right? Everything to enable you to create success or to lose the weight. But the trainer can't lift the weight for you. You have to find that independence and lift the weight. You have to take the action. So people can help set up the environment to help you win, but let's be real. You need to just show up for yourself anyway. And so what I don't want you to do is to make excuses of why you can't do it because you need this person and that person and all of the tides have to align and everything needs to be perfect in order to take action, which takes me back to an imperfect plan today is better than a perfect plan tomorrow. So I really want you to think about, where have you not been independent where you could? And it comes back to backing yourself, ladies. Like, it comes back to recognizing that if that dream exists within you, if that hope, that desire exists within you, it's there because you have the potential to make it happen. You, not someone else doing it for you to make it happen. You have that potential. So you want to be proud of yourself and be okay with being independent. Yes, lean into mentors. Yes, create a community around you of support. And if you don't have people, like physical people right now, maybe your friendship circle is not really supportive, then that's where you get to lean into others, like through this podcast. Let this be your support. Maybe there's other podcasts or authors that speak to you and they become your peer group for a period of time. That's perfect. I know for me, I think about how many personal development books and CDs and audios and things I've been to, seminars that have helped create that support for me. And so it's okay to do that, but you still want to be okay with knowing that deep down within you, you have all the answers. And I touched on this on a previous episode, and I'll put the link to it in the show notes. I can't remember the number of it just this minute, but there's a beautiful process that you can go through where if you have questions, burning questions that you just really feel like you want answers to, and oh my gosh, if someone could just tell me what I should do around this topic, around this thing, what the next move that I should make is, it would just be so good, because then I'd start taking the action. Well, that's just a story that you're telling yourself as well to keep yourself safe. the whole when I've got someone that can guide me on that, then I'll take the action. That's a crock. So what I want you to do is schedule every week, set a time at a certain time of the week so it becomes a part of your routine, that whether it's 30 minutes, an hour, you sit down with your journal somewhere quiet, if you have little people, when they're asleep, and start asking yourself all the questions that you want advice on, you want answers on. Because I promise you this, the answers are already within you. The answers that you will give yourself are also going to be in alignment with your values, and they won't be affected by other people's opinions. You already know the answers and what you should be doing. And you already know that an imperfect plan today is better than a perfect plan tomorrow. But there has just been this stop sign that you've been putting up because you think that when I get it all together, then I'll take the action. And if you keep waiting for that one day, I promise you that one day will never come. So I hope that this has been valuable for you in some way. And I would so love, either send me a DM or comment on Facebook or on the podcast link. I would love for you to share something that you are choosing from today to actually just take action on. To realize that you are amazing. Have faith in your ability to succeed. Be okay with facing your fears because it's part of the journey. Be okay with stepping out of your comfort zone because that is where the true beauty of life lies. Be okay with accepting failure because you cannot create success without it. And being independent, trusting that inner voice within you instead of looking externally for everyone else's opinions of what it is that you should be doing. So hopefully that's been helpful. I can't wait to hear from you and what resonates, what lands, and something that you're going to take action on today moving forward and create a different story for your life and really tap into your potential instead of letting it sit in the cupboard and getting all dusty. So thank you so much for sharing this time with me. I want to honor your time and the fact that you're even here with me listening. I love that it kind of feels like we're sitting down having a cuppa. I don't drink cuppas, but let's just say I'm having a water right now. I'm not a tea or a coffee kind of girl, but anyway, but just sitting down and having a chat knee to knee, and the feedback that I've been having from you beautiful listeners is just amazing, and it excites me to continue bringing more beautiful messages and lessons and other incredibly empowered people to share their own journey to help you step up and step into your next level of greatness, because it is sitting there waiting for you. Until next time, have a beautiful day. If you'd like to become a part of our Empowered Women's community, our free Facebook community, the link is in the bio, or you can head across to empoweredwomensproject.com, and I look forward to speaking with you real soon.